Hey friends, and welcome back to my channel. It's Teresa here for the Traci Reed Designs Creative Team. Today over on the blog, it's Oldies But Goodies Day with none other but Anywhere But Here digital collection. I have apparently been really liking this collection lately because I just created another layout the other day and shared it with you. And so I hope you enjoy this 12 by 12 layout. It is hybrid, of course. The Anywhere But Here collection is a digital collection, and this is what I have printed out from the collection. So these three cards here are actually a 4x6 card that I split into two and added the photo to one of the halves and then duplicated the other half to use for embellishments. I've created a white rectangle for those to be housed on, and then two pattern papers that are aligned across the bottom of the layout. And then the lovely handwritten pattern paper is the full background. I've added splatters to that and also added another larger size photo. It's just under 4x6. I believe, probably more like 5 inches wide. And then these are some of the embellishments. I've got word strips, some of the floral pieces from the embellishment pack, and the labels with my journaling already typed and printed on that. Everything was printed on photo paper and sent to my Silhouette Cameo for printing through that source. Also about the background, you'll notice that I've got a ribbon that is printed on the background, and I've made it to look like it's tucked behind these three cards. That's just a simple using the rectangle tool to select what I want to cut away from in Photoshop and deleting that as its own layer. And then a fun little thing I want to do with the bow is create this little embellishment cluster here, sort of with the feeling like you're holding on to a keychain, or because it's the room key, right? So it's sort of the keychain kind of feel. And that's going to just dangle right here over top of the photo of myself and my husband, Alan. So this photo, we're going back to 2017 here. And we had a fun little May Day excursion up to Pilot Mountain, close to Mount Airy, just to hang out at their Mayfest that day, and some fun little photos from this trip. I am probably going to put this in the album that I'm pulling together with different stories about myself and Alan, our little adventures together. And so this is definitely a fun way to do that. Now, for this little embellishment cluster that I want to feel like they handed you your room key, I went ahead and punctured the background page above and below the knot. And I'm going to tie it together here with this light blue twine, and then string these tags and the room key onto the twine and tie it to the layout. I'm also going to adhere it down with the dry runner adhesive just to keep everything in place and not put any strain on the punched holes there. You'll notice that the three journal cards that I've adapted to suit the layout here, those have been adhered down already. I created little rectangles to let myself know where they each needed to go, just to keep them lined up properly and the margins in between the same. And I really like doing that. It kind of helps me stay on the straight and narrow, so to speak. But here's what I'm going to do. So the middle journal card here, again, I mentioned that I'm sort of altering these to suit the layout that I want to create. So what I did was I stole the geotag from one of the Traveler's Notebook signatures, changed it to the kind of orange, reddish coral color. I love that color, by the way. And then added the compass, the sunglasses, and the little heart geotag on top, just to have a fun little embellishment cluster there. And then for the first journal card here on the left-hand side, there was another journal card in the collection that had a similar background to it, and it had space for journaling. So I took inspiration from that, and instead of journaling, I placed the word strips there, and I sort of cropped them or sized them down a little bit so that they all were the same width, and that makes them a little bit different in height. And so that's kind of a fun way to do your word strips, you guys. So I like how that looks there, and then I have a little spot for my journaling up here at the top. I mentioned that I added some splatters to the background paper. It already had some splatters around the word art, but I added some navy splatters, some of that coral, and a little bit of yellow, just to create a home base for that journaling cluster. And there's also some underneath the bow. And so the journaling cluster, of course, is just a couple of floral elements, word strips, and the labels. And then I added these other two little tags on the bottom left-hand corner. And that completes the layout for today. As always, thank you so much for watching. I will have links to this product down below, and hopefully I will see you again very soon. Bye-bye.